we are going to fight our freedom from exile. And we are going to get this freedom from exile. You know, when we started this whole thing, we told the people that we will bring Biafra from diaspora. Some people did not know what we saw. You didn't know what we have seen then. When we were telling you that Biafra, we are going to bring it from diaspora, you don't know. It is happening today. We are going to fight Nigeria from afar. We are defeating them. We are defeating them. We will fight them. We will defeat them. And it is going to, everything will end this year.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on whenever you are watching us from. It's another edition of Politics on the Street. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, share, comment for more political discourse. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, share, comment for more political discourse. Yesterday, the Prime Minister of Biafra in Exile and the Igbo leaders have given a strict warning, has told President Bola Tinubu why Biafra is better than Nigeria, and then also that they also stated that Nigeria cannot defeat Biafra with a barrel of gun for the second time. Ekpa made a viral video now. Are you of the view that Nigeria cannot defeat Biafra with a barrel of gun for a second time? And now, do you also agree to the fact that Biafra is better than Nigeria, sir?
That is let me just put it that way, you know, a narrative deception when anybody can come out and tell you that on the barrel of guns that the Biafra will be defeated. You know, even in the last war, Nigeria Civil War, there was no defeat, there was no surrender. What happened then was a constitutional ceasefire. Go and ask any intelligent person. But the Nigerian propaganda will always come up with their type of propaganda, you know, projecting falsehood. You know, Biafra never surrendered to anybody, never even surrendered, did not surrender to Nigeria, irrespective of the armament and the weaponry that was supported or sponsored by world leaders as at that time against Biafra. At that time, it took the whole world, you know, who were involved in the war against Nigeria to more than 3 years to be able to reach to a level of having a constitutional ceasefire. You know, so anybody is coming out to tell you today that Biafra can be defeated with a barrel of gun, you know, need to be reminded, you know, when Biafrans at that level, who are not much exposed or thoroughly exposed to so many things now, nobody defeated them, talk less of now. Well, the fact still remains that, you know, irrespective that we lost over 7 million able-bodied Biafrans, who by now would have contributed so much to Africa. But they always say, you know, in the next 10, 15, 20 years today, you know, Biafrans all over the world Biafrans, especially the Igbos, are going to dominate Africa. You know, the record is there. You know, you can Google it and find out the reason why that prophecy or that projection is growing overwhelmingly. You know, it's something that has to do with divinity. It's not something that just comes from man or from government or even personal Republican spirit of Igbos. No. It is something that is connected to their DNA. How it happens, it becomes a mystery to anybody. You know, during the COVID-19, we see the charismatic presence of every Igbo all over the world. You know, and how government of every nation across the world always liaise with Igbo community in China, in Japan, in Korea, in South Korea, in America, in India, in Britain, named all over the world. You know, if there's any uncertainty of how to drive a particular commercialization, you know, the Igbos are always there to provide the atmosphere for that. That is one. So the issue now, as it stands now, you know, the Biafran quest has spread. There's too much awareness. Biafrans has innovated to an extent that, you know, it will be very difficult for anybody to threaten them presently now, not even Nigeria, you know. So what Ohaneze and of course Simon Ekpa is trying to let the world know that at this point in time, you know, Biafrans can actually stand alone by developing themselves, by developing Biafra as a nation by developing themselves individually and by establishing at least the fourth nation in the world, that will be seen to have that humanity and charity as the basis, the fundamentals of government. What does it mean? That virtually everything, including education, will be free in Biafra. Yes, I'm telling you, because we know who we are and we know what we stand to gain in the nearest future when the advancement of Fulani conquest, of course, jihadists begin to advance, especially in West Africa. We are going to see, we are going to represent, humanity at that point in time. If it happens, we are going to represent, good governance. We are going to be against anything that has to do with form of, intimidation by people who are non-Biafrans or who find solace to be in that kingdom when it comes. So we are in the right order. We are ready to go. We are waiting that a point will come. If Nigeria are not is not able to advance referendum, for Biafra, of course, the world, the United Nations, and of course America and the rest allies, they know what to do, because we stand for truth, we stand for greatness, we stand for humanity, we stand for charity, we stand for development, we stand for anything that will have to do with advancement of humanity. 100%. We don't kill. We are not killed. We are not extremists. We don't. We see humans as sacred. We see every human being as very, very important. That tells you the kind of people Biafrans are likely to be or is seen to be, and that is exactly what they are. Presently, if you look at in Nigerian context, as we come down, trying to define things properly the way they are, after the war, we knew, and everybody knows, that Nigerians, how to an extent that succeeded in a deep economic blockade against the Biafran. There was nothing to celebrate. The entire Biafran land was found to be devastated and in ruins. But as God will have it, go and check the rising of the sun, you will discover that the Igbos have risen to an extent that they are being recognized all over the world, especially in Nigeria. Wherever you find an Igbo man, you find development. Wherever you find an Igbo man, you find charity. Wherever you see an Igbo man, you find commercialization. Wherever you see an Igbo man, you find an atmosphere of grace. You find an atmosphere of improvement. You find an atmosphere of human living. That is the nature. And anybody that is telling you that Biafrans is going to or is better than Nigeria, that person is not far from the truth. Because if you look at the ingenuity of an Igbo man, from picking the lion after the war, to becoming the richest tribe in the world currently, as I'm speaking.
But sir, away from that now, what is your opinion concerning what the Igbo elder said, telling President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that Biafra can never be defeated via a buying of gun again, and that see agitation struggle is also recognized by the United Nations.
The Geneva Convention empowers the self-determination of any race, of any tribe. This is there in the United Nations Charter. The reason for agitation is not far-fetched. You can see it in everywhere. You can see the decided threat against an Igbo man that he will not be president in Nigeria. You can see the decided threat to make the entire Biafran look like a devastated political zone. You can see the decided threat by the government and by the jihadists or by the caliphate, to keep the entire Biafran land without access to federal government development and infrastructure. You can see all the economic blockade, psychological economic war going on in the southeast. As I speak to you now, they have mapped out areas where they are going to route their rail, and nothing is being done in the heart of Biafra till today. You know, that tells you that the move is a continuous, is a move, and at this point in time, that is the reason why, you know, Biafra has rediscovered themselves, and they are ready to stand shoulder to shoulder any moment from now. Once there is a green light coming from the United Nations and the world powers that Biafran sovereignty is still sacrosanct.
Now, you've listened to our guy said Biafran sovereignty is still sacrosanct. He said nobody can dim the light of the Biafrans in Nigeria, and Biafra has come to stay. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, share, comment for more political discourse.